You're watching Rock Titan TV, featuring the Dead Daisies with Doug Aldrich and Marco Mendoza.
Hey everybody, I am Scotty J. You are watching Rock Titan Music Television. I've got some amazing guests with us right now, and I hope you're watching because you're a daisy if you do. I'm with the Dead Daisies. Doug Aldrich, Marco Mendoza. Guys.
How are you guys? How are you?
Yeah, good.
Thanks for coming,
good.
brother.
Yeah, well,
Scotty J.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I think people probably know me a little bit more now since Marco, called me Scotty J. That's
Scotty J. Remember
in the house.
Yeah,
in the house.
Yeah. So we're gonna be burning it down tonight, or what?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring it down, and deliver.
Yeah.
It's a party, man. I mean, you're talking about live shows. The thing that's cool about this band is that when we're making a record, you're making it so people experience the song and they get into it and they check out the lyrics and all that. But live, it goes four-dimensional.
Right.
And we just, it's a whole other personality that comes through that doesn't come through on a regular record. But so anybody that sees us or has seen us can probably say, it's cool, it's fun.
Comes alive.
Well, one thing that's been, pretty wild about you guys is how fast you have been cranking the music out. And then, of course, how aggressive your tour schedule has been. You guys are, overworked and I hope commensurately paid,
You know what it is, bro? Honestly, when you're hungry and you're thirsty like we all are, at the end of the day, we complain and we bitch a little and moan, there's like, but at the end of the day, we see the product. And it's paying off in the past couple of years since Doug's been around. We've grown so much. And it is part of, a big reason that he's on board. We understand. Right. But we're working. We're working really hard, man. And we have been.
He's right. Like sometimes if we've got our normal schedule that's pretty hectic. And then sometimes there'll be extra stuff like a morning show. That we got to do. And it's like, man, burned out,
6
tired.
in the morning.
But like Marco says, it really does pay off. You put the effort in, and then you catch a nap later, and then it's fine.
And it's about this too.
Sure.
It's we're connecting with the fans directly, and through shows like you. So thank you, the journos. You guys keep us out there. It's a big part of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because of that,
fun.
It's available anywhere and everywhere.
Right.
We're working a little bit more.
It's different, right? And I imagine it's got to be as different, for you guys as musicians as it is for me as a journalist with the changing technology and, I mean, everything's digitalized now.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they're a rock star, just because everyone, it used to be that 15 minutes of fame, right? Everyone craves that limelight that was so hard to attain. Well, now everybody's got it, Facebook and social media and
everybody
everything like that.
is a rock star.
Right? It's crazy. But one thing I wanted to touch on, because when I was thinking about the Dead Daisies, and I've looked at the roster since its inception, which, you were a part of, and obviously you've been on the last couple albums, Supergroup immediately popped into my mind. Do you guys consider yourselves a supergroup at all? Do you think about that when you think of the Dead Daisies?
I got something to say about it, but you tell them how it is.
I'm curious what your thoughts are on that.
But no, we always would joke that we love soup.
We love soup,
We're a soup group.
So is chili?
I love ramen noodles. I love we all do probably.
Ramen, I love it.
In Japan or anywhere, ramen noodles, I'm always down with it. And I love chili. It's not necessarily a soup, but anyway, whatever. But no, we're friends first. This is an opportunity to work with people that you not only respect as players, but as people, as friends. Me and Marco met. Our wives were friends a long time ago. And
no kidding.
That's how we met.
Really?
That was a connection.
Yeah.
I knew him.
Okay.
Of course, and we know each other, especially in L.A. It seems like a big industry, and it is. But it's really small.
He was working with
connections.
He worked with Coverdale before me.
Okay,
He goes, I'm working with Coverdale. We're talking about doing Whitesnake. I'm like, oh man, that's killer, dude. That's awesome. And then I heard that Sykes was coming back, and I was like, that's gonna be amazing with Sykes and Coverdale.
And Aldrich.
And then all of a sudden, Coverdale calls me and goes, hey, you want to join the band? I was like, I thought Sykes was doing it. And he goes, no, I want you to do it. And I was like, okay, cool. And he goes, I got one thing to say, though. Do you have any problem with Latinos? And I was like, oh, why? He goes, because we've got one of the fiercest Latinos on bass.
Yeah.
I go, David, you've always had a...
Rudy.
Like no, but he's always had like a... It's always been a United Nations of people in Whitesnake, so... He was joking, I think, but I was like, no, I live in Los Angeles. I'm the minority in Los Angeles.
Now, was Marco... Did you have any hand in bringing Doug into Whitesnake, or was that something where Coverdale reached out to you direct? And...
In all honesty, David, he called me one day to go back. Called me one day out of the blue, and it was one of those phone calls where you almost hang up like John hanging up on Paul McCartney. It's another story.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But it was like, and you hear that distinct voice out of, because it's like, who's gonna call me? You know what I mean?
Sure.
I was in those places in L.A. where I was getting a lot of great calls. So he was one of them, and very distinct. Hello, darling. This is David Coverdale. I got your number from so and so. I'm trying to remember, and I was wondering. I said, get out of here.
He called you darling?
Yes, that's David, man.
Nice.
He's excellent.
That's cool.
He's very charming.
Very charming.
He's always play. He would. You is your full name, but if it was, you know, if your name was Artemis, he wouldn't call you Art.
He'd call you Art.
If you were Art, he would go, yes, Artemis. It's so
so does he call you Douglas?
Yes.
He used to always call me Douglas.
Yeah?
All the time. Now he just calls me Doug now.
I was wondering why for the whole time I was working with him, he called me Maria. I'm just kidding, these.
That's funny.
Love and respect, bro.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. But so he called and he said, Marco, can you fly up? And I flew up, had a meeting, and he was wonderful, man. It was like, you know, you grow up listening to these cats, and now you're in this pad. Yeah. Right. And then he brings you down to the theater that he's got, and he's got videos of you playing and recording. I'm like, whoa, this guy is really meticulous. He knows his stuff. It's beautiful. It was a beautiful day. So he was picking, you know, we were picking each other's brains and all that. He says, yeah, you know, I'm thinking about putting a new band together and all that. Would you be interested? Yes.
Right.
And so I left, and then... And then I was working with John at the time, and then I was working with Tommy. And so, I don't know what happened when and how, but let's just say that I was instrumental in connecting everybody, and something happened and the whole thing. Then I get a call, there's this cat, man, it would be nice, and I guess he has spoken to you. And you got me tickets to come and say hello at Universal Amphitheater. Yeah. I remember, man.
But we knew each other way.
Yeah, exactly.
We met in '95 for the first time.
Wow, so you guys have been boys over 20 years now.
95.
Wow, it's been over 20 years then, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So Marco is a guy that if you're going to put a band together, you call Marco because Marco knows everybody. But you're very friendly. You're outgoing, and you're always on tour, working, and you know a lot of cats.
You hang out in L.A. long enough, yeah. It's, you know,
so if you're gonna have a party and you want people to come, you tell Marco, just invite everybody.
If you're looking for a gig, Marco is the guy. Now you got to have your creds, you got to have credentials, of course, you know. But
I will say this: I am a people guy. I love
awesome.
This is a part of the business that I did because I've met some great friends. I've made some very interesting, cool people.
He does like a really cool thing too, where he's got he's a solo artist as well. He got his own thing, and he goes to Europe and puts a lot of people to work. Like he'll hire the local guys to play, and then the support act will also be hired. So it's like the whole bunch of people working. So you can build your credentials working with Marco. If you're good, you know.
There you go. Do you have your own company? Do you have like your own brand, label, or anything like that?
I have. My company's name is Mark M Music, which is whatever. But that's very kind of you, Doug. But it's true.
That's true.
But you know what? It's the music business.
All right. So one of the things I want to talk about is how the Dead Daisies became an opportunity for you guys. You know, and Marco, I guess we'll start with you first, since you were in the band prior to Doug. But how did that opportunity present itself?
Back in 1935, when I was this little, it seems we've done so much work. But it was 2013.
Okay, yeah.
And I was touring Australia with Thin Lizzy, Motley Crue, Kiss, Package.
Right on.
We were having a blast. The opening band was David Lowey's band.
Okay.
And as any bands do, the more touring you do, you start hanging out backstage. It was big, stadiums, arenas and stuff. So there's a big backstage, and everybody starts hanging, and we said hello. We used to get there earlier, so I started noticing some good sounds out of the opening band at sound check, and I always go out and check. And they had some good songs. He had a great bass player, singer, front girl, and her wife playing guitar, and then David and the drummer. And the songs were speaking really loud. Okay. So we started saying, I gave him a few compliments. Oh, thanks, man. And then before the tour, and then his manager, who is our manager now, David Edwards, approached me and said, Marco, can we send you some music? We have an album of songs that we recorded, and we're contemplating maybe putting a band and doing a few dates. Okay. Be interested. We know what you do. I said, yeah, bring it on. So, like anything else, we all get approached by a ton of people.
Sure.
And 9 out of 10 times, nothing happens. But this is one of those times where you get a phone call and say, Marco, I'm going to send you some songs. Great. Right away, man, I'm not kidding you. It was like the song spoke very loudly. Long story short, because it's a long story, I ended up in Sydney. I changed my schedule around, and it was some of my friends, Richard and Dizzy, and were doing it, and we were scheduled to do 7 shows with Aerosmith, opening up Supergroup.
Oh, wow.
Which was great. They needed some names to get this spot, and we got it.
Awesome.
And after the 3rd, 4th show, we're all like having so much fun. We're going, wow, this is cool. Again, long story short, management came over and said, guys, we can do something cool here. Are you interested in taking it to the next level? And I said, yeah, we all had prior commitments, but let's do that. So we ended up doing a U.S. run, and that's when the whole thing started for me.
Wow.
We went out on the Uproar tour in the U.S. with Jane's Addiction and Alice in Chains. And
very cool.
And Duff McKagan's band. But the band started developing a good vibe and a sound, and we started getting along really well together and hanging, like Doug's saying.
Right.
We became a bit of a family. Unfortunately, people had prior commitments. They couldn't hang.
Sure.
And, fast forward, went through a couple of changes with a lot of great cats that were involved in what they like to call their daytime thing.
Right.
Like little bands like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. No one's ever heard of.
No. And so we were committed to each other to move forward, and when the opportunity came to call a guitar player, I was the first one to say it, because we were talking about some other stuff. We're always doing stuff.
Right.
I said, man, Doug would be great. Let me see if he's available. He was tied up.
Okay, so I was just going to ask you if Marco.
You can take it over.
I was just going to ask if Marco basically recruited you for the Dead Daisies.
He called me, and actually, originally, Richard had gotten injured.
Right.
In a motorcycle accident.
That's right.
Oh, and wow. So they asked about Marco said, hey, maybe do you want to do these dates? And I said, man, I would love to do them, but I got something already committed.
That's right.
Okay. I can't back out with this guy because it was I gave my word.
Right.
So you got an Australian guy, I think.
Yeah. It was Australian dates.
Then when Guns decided to go back on the road, Dizzy and Richard were going to be going, and then my name got brought back up, and they called me, and it was really cool. They just said, look, you know everybody. I've known John Crowley since high school.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, I was going to ask you about the relationship with John.
Tishy and I worked together. Mark and I worked together. Yeah. And so David and I talked on the phone a bunch about guitar styles and what the band was doing, and they said, we're going to make a record from scratch. We want to get together and write together and record together and do it. And if you're into it and you want to promote it, it'd be great. And I said, yeah, let's do it.
Wow.
So we got together in January of 16.
Okay.
And by the end of March, we had the first record that I was on was Make Some Noise.
Make Some Noise, yeah.
That was in the box, and we started touring. And it's just kind of been building and building and building. And I like the philosophy of the band. They like to bring the fans with them, especially with social media.
Right on.
It's a little unnerving at first to always have a camera in your face, but you get used to it. But the key is that when people are a fan of John's or Marco's or Dean,
Right.
And they can find out what I can tell you. I mean, you can go online and I can tell you where Dean is right now, what he's probably doing at least in the next 2 hours online, and then there'll be footage of that showing up in real time, and it's cool because David started the band. He wanted to. He's been developing this whole thing, and in a really, obviously it's really smart to move with the times, and so social media together makes it's not like the fans and the band. It's like we're all music fans together.
What a lineup, though. I mean, just between the two of you and John and Dean, like you said, I mean, wow. I mean, it's
every night, and it doesn't feel every night. I look around, man, because I'm the kid. Honestly, I remember I'm the kid looking up and looking at all these cats. We're playing the music, we're on there, and then I look around, you got Doug, man, burning, and then you got, let's talk about Dean.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
What a talent.
Dino Bandino.
Yeah. And then David Lowy, who cracks a whip, and it's steering the machine, in a great direction. And then you got one of the best frontmans and singers of our time, John Corabi, songwriter. Yeah. It's just a great team, man. I feel really, really privileged, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, to be playing on stage with these cats. And it's hard work, and you get fatigued and all that, but the highlight for me, every time we're playing music, even when we do the acoustic thing, I get a buzz.
You're just having fun, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and you want to do it more and more and more because it's getting stronger, man. It's finding its own entity and direction, and it's a beautiful thing,
Nice.
Spending time together.
Nice. Now, I want to talk about the songwriting, and I know you guys have talked about it a lot, but more specifically, obviously with Burn It Down, that's what you guys are supporting right now. Clearly, you guys have done a lot of songwriting of your own over the years.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you've ever done outside of the Dead Daisies that you're looking back, it never got published, you never used it anywhere in particular, and you were like, ooh, this would be great to incorporate in the band? Does that ever happen?
Not with me. Maybe with the other guys. Yeah. What's cool about is that we really, if I had a finished idea, I wouldn't bother bringing that to the band.
Oh, really?
It's more fun to go.
So you really make it more collaborative?
Well, yeah, it's totally, and it's more fun to go, hey, what do you guys, should we do a song that's, I might not even have a guitar, but it might just be like a tempo thing in my head, like a and it's like, yeah, and then Marco will start playing that, and then it's like, that's pretty cool, and then we'll hear, it's just very collaborative, and everybody's invested in all the ideas, and then we kind of just, we vote at which ones are our favorites, and let the best songs win, that's it.
With Burn It Down, and it's been like that from the beginning. That's what's cool about this band, like Doug was saying. We're all in it, man. We're all in the melting pot of, from the inception, the idea, the initial seed that's planted, and everybody's watering it, and then you see it, boom, and it comes to fruition. I'm getting chills, and then you play in front of the audience, and they're singing the lyrics. It's like, what else is there?
Do you know what's different is like when you get in that situation where you are working with people that you trust musically and you trust as people, you just let it be. You let it be. You let it go. Let go of it. Let go of the thing. It shouldn't. The riff or the thing should not be precious until everybody says it's precious.
All right.
Like I might have a riff that I think is killer, but unless these guys think so, I'm not going to want to do it. Yeah. If somebody goes, it's okay, I'll be like, I might have to rethink what killer is because it's not working.
Right on.
So the ego's hurt. We talk about it too. We like to keep our egos in check, which is great because it makes for it's very productive.
Right.
And very creative.
Right.
Doesn't matter where it comes from, but it's like everybody's getting a little twig here, a little twig, and another little twig, and you get a little ball, and there it is. Everybody collaborated, and we always end up with so many ideas that's the hard part, right? Yeah. Picking which ones are we going to record, Also, the set. Every night when we play, it's like we could play 3-4 hours, man.
Yeah.
Because we all have favorite songs, our catalog,
Right on.
And all that, but
Rise Up's done really well,
yes.
By the way. I mean, you know, because obviously the album came out back in April, and boom, you know, the thing's charting, you know, and I know that you guys may not necessarily pay attention to how things chart or why things chart, but that's got to be pretty cool that you guys are making new music and it's getting acknowledged in an age where it's like, you know, what rhyme or reason is it that, you know,
people
one thing becomes
popular,
popular?
unfortunately.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. And you know, I think for our fans out there, for your fans, your fans, the music industry, the entertainment industry as a whole has changed so much. Now, you know, you guys have such rich histories, which I think has probably contributed to the Dead Daisies being as successful as it is. I mean, let's just say, for instance, all right, and hopefully this doesn't offend you guys in any way, shape, or form. But
you can say anything.
But obviously, you both have your histories with Whitesnake. You know, you played with together. Thin Lizzy, amazing. Dio. I mean, come on. You know, I mean, you guys have been in multiple projects with some of the biggest names in music history and rock and roll, metal, like big time. If you had not had those experiences, had you not established yourselves at that point, and you were still doing what you're doing as good as you are now at what you do, and you're in the Dead Daisies, would you say the Dead Daisies would still be as popular?
We don't know.
I don't even know what to say, but I would say this, that, you know, the point that I made earlier about people go, how did Marco get these gigs? How did Doug get these gigs? It's equally important about the hang factor, about your personality, than it is about your talent. There's a lot of guys that will blow me in the weeds, but maybe they've got something that holds them back. I don't know. But when I met Dio, that's the point I wanted to make, was when I met Dio, he knew I could play. He didn't really want to care about the playing. We played Holy Diver. That was it. He wanted to go to the pub and hang out,
right on,
and see how that felt. And that
personality,
yeah, it's
the
like
personality reflects a lot about, you know, your ability to.
So that's how you can get, you know, you get gigs. You have to be good. You have to practice and work hard, but you also got to be able to roll with the punches and to, you know.
Well, the reason I asked that question specifically, you know, was is it enough to be good? Because obviously you guys are both phenomenal. But how many good bands are there out there? Almost like in athletics, right? How many phenomenal athletes out there, how many phenomenal musicians out there that just never get noticed, that never get acknowledged, that are just never, for whatever reason, never able to make it happen.
Very difficult.
You know? And I mean, let's be honest. Let's just be honest.
Please.
Anything that you guys touch at this point of your careers, with the experiences that you've had, the other bands that you've been involved with, your body of work, you know, there's nothing that you guys are going to do that no one's going to know about or not pay attention to or not be successful in some way, shape, or form.
You know what I mean? It helps the band that you got guys that have a fan. Each person's got different fans coming together, and the culmination of that is a good starting point. I think that the power that we have is that we don't really think about those things. We just try and keep our nose down and work and having fun playing music, having a laugh as much as we can. You know, that's how we're able to keep it together, because we're working really hard.
Right.
Extremely.
Right.
The initial, coming back to what we were talking about as well, the initial reaction is, oh, that's a Dead Daisies. It's got so-and-so and so-and-so and so. But it's been going on for 4 or 5 years now.
Right.
The hard part is to retain and to earn that on stage.
Do you still feel that? Do you still feel like
we work hard? We're going to review our video tomorrow or the next day.
Oh, okay. I was going to talk about videos.
Bro,
yeah.
I've never worked this hard with any other band. I can honestly say, but it feels good.
And even it does. And I see progress personally and with the band too. Every time we before every gig we do a briefing. We call it a briefing, just as a joke. It's like, but basically we just talk about the ins and outs of each song, because the set list might be different. But we also, if it's the same as the previous night, we want to make sure we can, if there's any improvements we can make. Did something go wrong? Let's fix it.
Okay.
I never did that with any other band. That's true, and that's it's really cool, because you start to see it paying off. Like, you know, you will see improvement. We made a change.
That's awesome.
We made a change last night, and I saw on
a video.
I saw the intro of the show on Instagram or something, and I was like, okay, cool. That's better. That's a little better.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you use the fan material at all? Like the stuff that you see? Because obviously everybody's got their phones out and stuff.
We have a cat like that in the front of the house, recording every show.
Yeah? Yeah. I'll be there tonight. I'll be there tonight doing it. But
sometimes it's brutal though. Sometimes like
if you let it get in your head.
We'll watch a video of ourselves and it was like, ooh.
We're really? Okay.
Yes.
Because we got high standards. We want it to be great. We're striving to be better and better.
Right on.
And so when you start getting that mindset, if you take a step backwards one night, it's hard to watch.
So there's no cruise control for you guys.
That's part of some of the bands that I work with all due respect, and then this and that. After a while, Scott, it got into that job situation here.
Right.
It's a job.
It's
I'm gonna show up. I'll do my homework. I show up. Hi, it's a job. It's more of a hang. And then if you're working hard and a lot, like some of these bands did, it's hard to turn it on, man.
Wow.
Because you get on that cruise control, unfortunately.
But you guys are still striving for greatness. You don't feel like you've gotten there yet.
Writing ideas.
That's amazing coming from you guys. You know?
Last night, you guys were writing some constantly. There's always something going on.
Yeah, David played something, and I was like, "Hey, that was pretty cool." And he goes, "What?" He played this other thing. I go, "Not that. The one before that." He goes, "I have no idea what I did."
That's funny.
So we recorded. We recorded a couple ideas, and then something led to something else, and I started playing something. And John goes, "I go, this is a little too dark." And John goes, "No, play it again."
And then he
started singing something. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you guys.
Then Dean jumped in with a harmony, and then I jumped in with a harmony, and it turned into the Monkeys. Hey, with the monkey.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's called being a career musician.
Are you old enough?
Yeah.
Is your audience old enough?
Yeah.
The Monkeys was a band back in 1935 before the war. Check him out.
Yeah, right.
No, you know Jimi Hendrix opened for the Monkeys.
I know. I'm kidding. No, I didn't.
No, but I got to tell you one story that's pretty funny. This is getting off the subject.
Yeah, no, man.
Because he brought up Paul McCartney. John talking to Paul McCartney on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
John Corabi loves Paul McCartney, and if you ask John if you could ever meet somebody in your life, living or dead, who would it be? And he would always, he's Paul McCartney. He loves him. And then he goes, well, there was this one time though that he called, and I was like, what? I've never heard this story before. And he goes, yeah, I was doing the record with the Scream, and Eddie Kramer was producing, and all of a sudden the phone rings, and I picked it up, and hello, is Eddie? You know, I'm doing a cover. It's supposed to be Paul McCartney calling, asking for Eddie Kramer, and Corabi goes, what? Are you joking? And he goes, no, this is Paul McCartney. And John freaked out.
Oh my God.
It was one of those phones that's got the buttons where you hit hold, and he put the phone down and forgot to hit the button, and he hung up on him.
He hung up on Paul.
So the guy calls right back. Paul McCartney calls right back, and John's like, I'm so sorry, Paul. Here's Eddie, and he gave him the phone. And he's talking about his bucket list is meeting Paul McCartney. I'm like, dude, your bucket list should be full. You hung up on Paul McCartney. Who can say that?
Right.
Who could ever say that they hung up on Paul McCartney?
That's funny.
A lot of little stories like that, man.
Yeah.
We sit around and reminisce sometimes. I forget a lot of stuff too. You know?
But he would win. We always used to do
absolutely
this thing. We always used to do this thing where, you know, Marco would go, well, who here can say that they, you know, jammed with Steven Tyler? And John would go, well, who here can say that they watched Steven Tyler that played the piano on my birthday party? And I would say, who can say they did this? But if John threw out, like mine was always, I played Smoke on the Water with Deep Purple when I was in Dio with the band and sat in. The only one who wasn't there was Richie, was Steve Morris. And so I always felt like that's pretty strong if I'm trying to win the who did what. But if John said, I hung up on Paul McCartney, that's it. You win.
Hughes is actually playing tonight. You bring up Deep Purple. He's only right like 50 miles down the road. He's over in Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. I had to choose.
We love him.
Yeah. Hughes. Deep Purple, yeah.
Glenn is playing tonight?
Glenn, yeah. He's down at the Queen.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know, man.
No,
do I want to go to the Queen's
out.
like 20 minutes from my house? Or
I gotta reach out and see
hang out
him.
with Dead Daisies.
We had no idea.
Yeah, he's right down the street.
Big fans.
Yeah, well, I knew you played with him, so.
Well, he's our friend. We love
are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Papa G, man.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
He loves it. He's like,
happy birthday. You just had a birthday.
Yeah, that's right. He did. And he loves it when you call him Papa.
Okay.
So I was like, I got a Papa, I got my dad, so I was just, I'm just going to call you G. Because I would always call him G anyway.
Okay.
But then I just was like, I can call him Papa G, that's cool.
That is cool. Have you guys ever played the Queen over in Wellington? That's pretty cool.
I haven't.
I got to say, all these names sound familiar. Like I was telling you
it's got to all kind of bleed together, I guess, too, with the touring that you guys have done. My God.
Well, that's right. In the elevator, the guy goes, "Where are you guys playing?" And we're like, He goes, "You don't know where you're playing?"
We know we're in Lancaster.
We actually haven't had a chance to look at the schedule yet. All I know is that we're seeing Scotty J.
Yeah, right? Yeah. We were at the Chameleon Club tonight.
Chameleon. And I remember Bogart, and I remember this and that, a few, Pierre's in Fort Wayne. Pierre's, man, come on.
Right.
and we're doing the Roxy and so on and so forth in LA. There's some highlights, things that you remember, but when you're touring so much, man.
Yeah. One thing I do definitely want to touch on with you guys before we all part ways here, official music videos. Now Dead and Gone, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the only one that you've done so far off Burn It Down, is that right? Official, like more theatrical, I guess. You guys have done some live ones, I think. But
yeah, I mean, Rise Up, there was something though, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Did you guys do one for Rise Up?
We didn't, I don't think we were in it. It was maybe just...
I got to tell you, man, all this, everything that we do, it's very true though. All of this, it's run by some intense management.
Okay.
A cat that's kind of, he's projecting into the future. He's looking at what we have now.
All right.
He's the visionary. He kind of runs with it. He's the producer, the director, and we got to give him a lot of credit because he puts a lot of. He's the first cat up in the morning and the last guy thinking and moving. The wheels are turning and. Yeah, we bump heads with. I do because he's telling me what to do and how to write. I consider this. But at the end of the day, I have a lot of respect for anybody that's that intense, that's got the wheel going. Come on, man, let's go. I know you're tired, but come on, I'm going, man. I want to go to point A, B, C, and D. Are you coming? Okay, let's go. So, right?
Yeah, but he's right. You got to give him credit. His name is David Edwards.
Okay.
He manages the thing, and so the point he was getting to. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
You're like, come on, Marco, get there, man. Get there.
No, it was that we're kind of all over the place when we're off, so it's difficult to get us together.
It's like herding cats with you guys. Yeah.
But when we're together, we try and make it count. So we shot that video for Dead and Gone, and then he got an idea about let's expand on the song a little bit more, and he had the concept of the zombies and all that, and it's really cool. I love that.
Okay.
I love that he has these other ideas. Another thing that he's done with us, which is really cool, is he's gotten us involved with a sports agent that likes us and has been able to place our song with a lot of the sporting teams. Like, for example, in this area, Eagles are playing Rise Up.
Are they?
Yeah.
Man.
Season, yeah.
All right.
At the stadium.
Nice.
And the Yankees make some noise. Now they're using Rise Up.
Very cool.
NASCAR used both songs.
Right. The Cardinals.
I heard about that.
Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Oh, my birds are playing Rise Up. That is awesome.
It's our birds. Me, you, and Karabi. We all love the birds.
Oh yeah, you guys Eagles fans?
I went to high school outside of
right on
on the main line.
Okay.
And that's when I met John. Was in 10th grade, and John was from South Philly.
Okay, so you guys are right down the road from me. I was in Westchester.
Local
That's where I was
cats.
born and
Local
raised.
cats.
So yeah. Oh man, I don't think I knew that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So we were last year was a dream come true. I had a Super Bowl party, and I did not invite. Sorry if there's any Patriots fans, but I didn't invite anybody that was going to wear other than green because
that's funny.
I didn't want to, because I didn't want them. I didn't want them to be gloating, as I thought they probably would be gloating. Oh, see, man, Eagles, blah blah blah. I didn't want to go through that. I just wanted to be in my misery by myself. But then the Eagles won, and I couldn't believe it until the clock struck 0.
I could talk to that about like that game with you guys all day long.
I could not believe it.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, it's just a couple weeks ago. I had Vinnie Moore in my studio, another fellow lead guitarist,
guy, yeah.
He's a diehard Eagles fan, and it's funny because we're talking and, all of a sudden we spin off and we're talking about the Eagles. It's like, wait a minute, this is a music interview. We can't start talking about sports.
That's what David Edwards got us involved in.
That's very cool.
We hopefully down the road, you never know, maybe we'll make some mailbox money or something, but we're just happy to be affiliated and spread the Dead Daisies music to some other people.
Now you got another official music video coming out here soon?
We might be doing something for a song. We might be doing something for the ballad for "Set Me Free."
Okay.
Because that's the next song that we're going to be promoting.
Right on.
That's the same one. Yeah, we're trying to. It's in the talking process right now.
All right.
But yeah, man, ever changing, ever moving, always something cooking.
Very dynamic, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely not boring.
Yeah,
Your lives are anything but boring.
And I got to tell you this too. Like we touched on it earlier. The band live is just a blast.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Even at Guitar Center, we have
I know you guys got to get rolling. So, everybody, again, I'm here with Doug Aldrich, Marco Mendoza, the Dead Daisies. And make sure you go check them out on YouTube. And check out our channel, please, Rock Titan Music Television. And subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoyed this interview as much as I did. Guys, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, brother. You were great.